Good evening and welcome back to the Crusader Coaches Show here on Country 93.1, live from Pines and Courts Pub and Grill. My name is Matt Chapkus. Right now I am joined by my color commentator for all the football broadcasts here on Country 93.1, Mr. Pat White. Pat, welcome once again to the show.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you very much.
Now, Pat, we're kind of doing something where we got to get to know these people, including you and I, and so I'm just going to let you kind of talk about where do you get involved with Muskegon Catholic? How far do you go back with them, and how do you stay involved with them right now?
Oh, well, that's a long story.
We got time.
I graduated from Catholic Central in 1959, and I really don't spread that around. But I guess through the years, all of my kids went, and, we were just involved in Catholic Central for forever. It's when you have green blood like I do, I've been involved in, all the fundraisers, and I served on the foundation board for a number of years and just been involved. My wife Sharon does a bunch of volunteer work over at the school, and we just been involved, and it's just been great for us and great for our kids, and we just think it's a terrific school and organization, and it's just been great for us.
Now, Pat, we kind of found you thanks to Coach Zerwan. We were looking for a couple trained professionals, and we found you and your brother Jim that are willing to come in and help us out here on Country 93.1. Now, your brother Jim hosts the Crusader Kickoff Show with John McKay, which starts 5 o'clock before every game every Friday night here on Country 93.1, and then you're doing the games with me, but you guys did a little bit of TV before this as well, so you got a little bit of experience. You're not just walking in completely blind to this.
No, we did 4 years ago. We did the television for the Dave Loring, and we had a good time. It was just kind of come off the street and pick it up, and it was kind of a learning process all the way, but it was amazing how many people watch this. I'd be walking down the street or somewhere, and someone would stop me and say, "Oh, my mother or my father was a great Catholic Central fan. They're in their nursing home, and they just can't wait till the game's on." And you got thinking about that, and that's really neat.
It is
to be able to do that, and you don't even think about it. But we had more fun than anything. I don't know if we were any good, but we had fun and certainly supported the Catholic Central mission, and 6 state championships and 25 years of 9 wins a season. That's a lot to be proud of. And I know that Steve is, a little nervous about following Mike Holmes, but he should take the challenge because he's prepared. He's done a great job with is paying his dues, and that's what we have to do in any business pursuit. And he's paid his dues, and he's going to do a fine job. But it's kind of, I know last Thursday night, you could just see that, the tension and, God, I better do good. But he's going to do good, and he's a great young man, and the kids really will play for him. And I look for a lot of success this year.
Now, Pat, back in the day, you were actually a quarterback at MCC. Is that correct?
Right.
Now, I guess take me through some of your favorite football memories from when you were a player, just 5-10 years ago or whenever it was.
Well, now we start talking about shades of the past, But I played on the first 2 Catholic Central teams that beat Muskegon and beat Heights. And at that time, there were 3 schools in town, and we were the kind of the skinny kid, the poor kid on the block, and we beat both Muskegon and Muskegon Heights for the first time at Cairn Stadium. 10,000 people there. You know, high school football was just as popular then as now, but it was not spread out. You know, we had 3 or 4 or 3 teams, and the rivalries were just intense because, you know, all the kids knew each other, and that was I can just remember our locker room after we beat Muskegon, and that was a great deal. And I can remember Don Stewart was a quarterback at Muskegon. Went on to play at Michigan State. Roger Locke, who went over to Arizona State, played on that team. And our 2 running backs were Harry Allure and Jerry Walski. Walski went on to play at University of Wyoming. So, you know, that really, it's really something when, you know, you can look back on the field and say, holy man, you know, 60 years of this, and this is the 60th Crusader football team, and I think we all could be very proud of that. But it's been a good run for us, and we went my senior year. We went 8-0 first 8 games. We played Grand Rapids Catholic. I think we were number 3 in the state. They were number 2. And we had a lot of injuries. Again, like Coach Zerwan, you know, we weren't really deep, but at Grand Rapids Catholic really put it on us. And Ted Soule was the coach of the Cougars at that time, and they dressed 110 kids.
Holy moly!
And it was, I mean, that was big time, and they beat us, I think, 28-7. And you know, an undefeated season was gone. The next year, I was a senior that year. The next year, 1960, we went undefeated. Played Grand Rapids Catholic the last game, and they beat us 7-0 at Houseman Field. So this has been a nemesis for us. So hopefully on Friday night we can right the ship. But it's been a great rivalry, and it's just been a lot of fun. Through the years, I've had 3 sons play at Catholic Central. All 3 have played in the state championship game. The White family is 2-1. My son Mark, who was an all-state linebacker, played in the Dean Jewett era and played on the team that got beaten the last play of the game against Country Day in the Silverdome. And you talk about a sad day in the White family.
Oh man!
Needless to say, they got beaten the last play of the game. Played a good Country Day team, and Mark went on to be an all-state linebacker. And it's along the Wall of Fame at Catholic Central. There's a picture of the last of the Whites.
Now, Pat, talk a little bit about last year. This Grand Rapids Catholic game, even though it was a loss for MCC, it felt like a turnaround game last year. Parlay that into this year, even though we didn't get blown out by Mona Shores by any means this year. It was a much more competitive game for us. How can we still turn that into the turnaround this year and hopefully turn it into a 14-0 win for MCC instead of GRCC?
Well, I think that you're going to see a vast improvement on our team. From the first game to the second game, you see the most improvement. And that's what happened last year. We lost, we just got blown out by by Shores. And when we go into Grand Rapids Catholic, who, as it all sorted out, had a better team than Shores, went longer into the playoffs, and we come out and just played a great game. Could have won the game. Got beat 14-0. And the Grand Rapids Catholic team was really, really good. They had a great quarterback, good running back, and an excellent defensive line, offensive line. So, I'm pretty optimistic on coming back. Grand Rapids Catholic got beat by East Grand Rapids, and East Grand Rapids been down the last couple of years. So maybe that's a good sign. We're playing on a neutral field, really, which probably, would kind of neutralize this thing. And I was really impressed with Coach Zerwan's football team. They hung in there. They're not going to play anyone that has the speed that Shores has. Again, I don't think. And they hung in with them, and they did a good job. And I think they'll do a fine job on Friday night.
Again, the Muskegon Catholic Central Crusaders are taking on Grand Rapids Catholic Central this Friday. We'll have the Crusader Kickoff Show here on Country 93.1 at 5 p.m. That'll be with your brother Jim, along with John McKay, and then we will come on about 6:45, getting ready for that game. Again, it is at Forest Hills Eastern High School. And I guess that's one of the things with Grand Rapids Catholic Central. They got to kind of find a home for their home games.
It's kind of interesting that, Houseman Field is a beautiful facility. And, I don't know, the availability probably isn't as good because all the schools in the city play there. But West Catholic has a beautiful facility. And, why would they play at Forest Hills Eastern? I mean, for the life of me. I know that the Grand Rapids Catholic and West Catholic is a rivalry, but why do you have to play in so far away? Yeah. And that's an interesting thing. I guess the Grand Rapids Catholic people have to tell us that.
Well, one of the nice things, even though it's a road trip for us this year, we're not looking at some of the road trips like we have in years past.
Right. And I understand. I was up at Traverse City this weekend and talking to some of the Traverse City St. Francis folks. Of course, you guys got beat. Oh, yeah, so did you. So, that's going to become a great rivalry. And we're all waiting for that. But they do something in Traverse City. All three schools, including St. Francis and the two public schools, play at the same stadium, and it's just, it's a great venue. And I'm surprised that they don't do that in Grand Rapids.
That was at Thurlby Field, and that was a venue that we came away victorious last year to clinch a playoff berth, and we'll see them coming down and visiting us this year. The Traverse City St. Francis team will be, it's the last week of the season, correct?
Right. We told them to be careful because we'll be waiting for them.
Sure, they'll have a little motivation. We kind of snapped a little playoff streak of, I think, 22 straight years for them.
Right.
So, but first things first, we got Grand Rapids Catholic Central. And I guess, talk, Pat, just your final impressions of the team that came on the field for Muskegon Catholic this week and played against Mona Shores. Even though it was a loss for us, I guess, what do you see from them? What are you liking right now?
Well, I was really impressed with the offense and defensive line. The way they came off the ball, first half, moved the ball against a pretty good ball club. And I just thought that the way the kids hung in there, and, they're playing 80-degree weather, and, we don't want to make weather and heat and anything an excuse. But we had, I think, I counted 6 kids that played every play. And that really said something. Maybe our bench isn't as long as it should be, but we got some good football players, and we're going to show up on Friday night.
Friday night, Grand Rapids Catholic Central will host us. The Muskegon Catholic Central Crusaders. Again, kickoff show is at 5 p.m., and then we'll go on the air, Pat and I, about 6:45. Pat, finally, let's talk a little bit about Pints and Courts. The Harris family here a little bit, and James, the manager here, and the fine job they've done setting us up to host a show here every week.
Well, I just like to thank Jamie Curtis, who was the manager here in the Harris family. But I'm a little disappointed at the Crusaders fans. I mean, come on. Every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, we'll be here, and we expect you guys to be here.
We do get, there are a couple fans here.
Well, I know. I have to recognize the Lewandowski family, who, Alex, by the way, TV might be in your. And also, I asked him who his girlfriend is, and he told me, but I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, sworn to secrecy. All
That's
right.
right.
That is Mr. Pat White. Pat, it's been a joy working with you so far, and I am really looking forward to doing the rest of the season with you. And thanks for coming out here for the Coaches Show tonight.
Thanks, Matt. It was a pleasure.
All right. We want to, again, thank the staff here at Pints and Courts. If you didn't get a chance to listen to the whole show, tune in tomorrow night, 6 p.m. on DSE TV 96. You can watch the show in its entirety. They're going to be airing it, and then again at 6 o'clock Friday morning. So you get a little preview of the game against Grand Rapids Catholic Central coming up on Friday. Again, we want to thank Alex Lewandowski, Coach Steve Zerwan, Pat White, and everybody here at Pines and Courts. John Roberts come out. That was nice. Have John out here. We appreciate him, the program director of Country 93.1, and, of course, Leslie. What would we do without Leslie around here? So for everybody else, my name is Matt Chapkus. Thanks for tuning into the Coaches Show. Have a good night, and God bless.